Hey everybody, yep, I lied. Yesterday was going to be my last dish on for 2017 last night. And it's amazing because as I was working on today, I said, I need to see what's in my freezer. And it was funny because I have quite a bit of stuff still in my freezer that I need to cook. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on and cook some of this stuff today and get it out. And one of my favorite dishes is I had quite a few king crab legs still left in the freezer, and I decided, you know what? I think I should just go on and cook those and get them out. So here I am today. That's what I'm doing. So where we started is we actually started out with the air fryer. It's funny. I was against this initially, but I ended up buying this power air fryer, and I'll give you a little shot of it just so you'll get a chance to see what it looks like. And it's this thing right here. I ended up buying this. And I love this thing. It's actually a great device. As you can see, all the controls are right here. And it fries well, it cooks everything really well. And I actually am very, very pleased with it. Initially when I bought it, I said, I don't know, is this something I really need? So what I did today is, I went in the freezer and I ended up coming out with some king crab legs, as you can see, that I had. I haven't had that long, but I had quite a few of them. And I said, you know what? Let me go on and make something of these. So this I'm going to make today, and these are nice. I hated to waste these. These are nice, big, fat king crab legs. So basically what I did is I kind of carried over from last night, and I started out with the king crab legs in the air fryer. I put them in there for about 15 minutes. That thing really cooks fast, it's hot, and it gets it up to a good temperature. And so once I put those on, so when I put them in there, I used a little Old Bay seasoning, some oils, and what I do with these is I actually put them on the stove, believe it or not. I brought them out of the air fryer, and then, as you'll see, I then brought them over and put them on the stove. So, I'm going to move that here. And you can see they're on the stove, and we're gonna saute them. I think that's too hot. It's too much light. But what I also did with this is we added a little, in addition to, you can see what's in the pan, we put a little olive oil in there as well. So this has got a little olive oil, and not much, but I just add a little olive oil to this mixture because I made kind of a saute. And then I'm going to use some garlic, and we're going to just put a little garlic in there, not much, just enough so you'll see. And so now that we got that going, we don't want to cook it too high because we don't want to burn the garlic. But the main thing is we're going to let it saute in. And one of the things that I'm also going to do is I added a little butter to this as well. So when you look at it, you'll see that it's got some really good butter in it. And I want it to brown it just a tad bit because this is going to brown on the king crab legs. And then I brought over some of my, this is the caper sauce that I made last night. And I spread that on top of the king crab leg. And I just want to just saute it. Flip them over. And let them get nice and brown on both sides. And we got it down really, really low. So because it's nice and low, it's real low, it's just going to cook real slowly. We're not going to burn anything. We're not going to overcook the crab because right now it's perfect. You know, we've already got the meat good and hot. Now we added the butter. We've added our garlic. We put a little onion in it. And the last thing I'm going to add to it is we're going to add a little bourbon sauce. That's going to give it just a little hint. Not much, but just a little bourbon sauce into this seasoning. And this is Maker's Mark. We used a little Maker's Mark in it. Look at that. Look at that. And one little pinch, if you notice our last little hit that we're going to add is we're going to add some butter. So we're going to put a little butter in there now and melt that down. And that butter is going to really saute it now and bring it all together. Well, since this is truly the last dish of 2017, I think I better have, I just well killed the last of the Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark, that's what we're making the bourbon sauce for that. And this is for everybody out there. 2017. What a great afternoon dish. And a nice cocktail to go with it. So, this is sauteed. We got the bourbon. We got some butter. Let me let you see what we got here. Bring it down some. We got the bourbon, we got the butter, we got our king crab legs. Oh, they're nice and cooked. They're going to be roasted somewhat, which is great. And just look at the size of them, but look at that. Wonderful. Wow. We're going to bring those back over and get a chance to see. And you can see they got that crust now on the on the crab leg, which this is all seasoning. This is all seasoning from the butter and so on. And now what we're going to do is, I think we're ready to plate this. Think we're ready? Wow. Ah, yes. Look at that. Wonderful. All that great seasoning. And what we're going to add to this is we are now going to add, in addition, we made our caper sauce, which is going to be our dipping sauce. So we're going to go on back over here, and that way you can get a little clearer view. See if you can bring it over here. So there it is. You get to see it. Came out great. Everything looks good. The seasonings are all locked into the crab. And I think it's time for us to give it a shot and try it out. So let's see what we got. Let's get one of our little crab crackers. And let's try it out. That looks really good. Wow. Here it is. Ah. Look at that meat. And it's got all that seasoning because that seasoning got up in it. And this is our dipping sauce. I'll bring it over so you can take a look. This is our dipping sauce. This is the caper dipping sauce that we put together with the bourbon. Wow. Take a look at that. Aren't those look beautiful? How you like that? And the nice thing is, the shells are just seasoned. You can just suck on the shells because they got all that great butter. You can't really taste the bourbon. And it's got all that good seasoning right on the top. Yep. Came out great. So, this is truly the last dish of the year. I was trying to do a Facebook Live with my cousins in Oklahoma City who were going to help me with the dish. And they're at 16 degrees, or they were debating back and forth. My cousins Mary and Gina and Gail, but Mary and Gina were going, it was 16 or it was 21, but either way, it's cold. You know, if it's 70, 72, 75 here, as we know it is right now, we're not dealing with that like they are. So, Happy New Year, everybody. This is truly the final dish of the year. King crab leg with a bourbon caper sauce. It came out great. I'm going to sit down and enjoy. Let's see. We have some comments. Troy, that looks good. Jade, hey Jade. Lena, Leisha, Bruce, Hassan, tell me which is good. Margarine, of course, butter always. No replacement. It's hard to replace butter. I mean, I am trying to be a little healthier, but look at that. Look at that. Look, how can you make that with margarine? Oh my God, look, that caper sauce. Oh, and it's a creamy caper sauce at that. Happy New Year, Jay, to you too. Thank you, Wanda. And, you know, as I said, the nice thing about this is that by you grilling it, you know, so many people, they steam their king crab legs. They may put them on a barbecue. I like to put mine on a barbecue, and I like to wrap them and put the butter and the seasoning in there. And the only problem is you got to use the heavy grade aluminum, because if you don't, what happens is because they're sticky, and they will break through, and all your juices will flow right out. So in this case, you know, I like to saute mine in the oven, because when you saute them, it just keeps all those juices in. And then, plus all that juice, it soaks right into the shell, stays into the meat, and it cooks into the meat, as you can see right here. See that? Look how much flavor is still on there. Whereas when you broil it, or I guess I should get it off my fingers, right? When you broil it or you bake it, it doesn't get up in there. With this, especially when we saute it over the stove, we're able to let it run up into the crab leg, and you can see what you get. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So anyway, last dish, 2017. Yes, it's expensive to be broke. Don't forget that. Cheers to everybody. King crab legs with a bourbon caper cream sauce. Can't get better than this to end the new year. You're right. Hey, Bruce, I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anybody, so nobody can say I didn't say hello. Yes. Hey, LaTanya. Yes, my favorite. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Anita, she said my favorite chef. And next year, don't forget, I did mention that we're going to do Bachelors That Cook. I'm going to be bringing on bachelors who have their